Yes, people, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another live stream and day 13 of the January transfer window. Big up to everyone that's already locked in. Make sure you're smashing the likes. Make sure you subscribe if you're new around here. Hope you all had a good weekend and are having a good start to the week so far. As always, with Chelsea, guys, there is plenty to dive into. Renato Veiga wants out. He has verbally agreed to join Borussia Dortmund. Now all that needs to happen is an agreement between Chelsea and the Bundesliga outfit. So Renato Veiga could be heading to the exit door just 6 months after signing. Chelsea are still tracking Lecce left-back Patrick Dorgu. We've also got the latest of the Mark Gurhey and Trevor Chalobah situation as well. Plus, we got more on Yeremy Hernandez, who we discussed yesterday. As I suggested, it looks like it could well be a Strasbourg signing. We'll dive into all the latest with the Spain under-21 international, plus any other news that does crop up whilst we are live. So yeah, big up to everyone, guys. Make sure you're smashing the likes. Madness going on at Chelsea yet again, as always. Let's say hello to a few people. I'm not going to be able to read all this chat stuff. Let's say hello to a few people and then we'll get cracking. If Veiga leaves, who's going to back up Cucurella? I don't know. We're going to work that one out as we get there. Too many rumours, but no real deals yet. Agreed. Yes, he can. Yep, brother. I do know that Chelsea are playing against Bournemouth in the Premier League tomorrow. Yep, I am fully aware. What else have we got going on? Guys, I'm not going to be able to get through all this. I'm just going to go back down to the bottom. Yes, Marty, big up, brother, big up. Yes, big up. Dorgu or Hato? I don't know. I'm not really too sure, to be honest. I wouldn't mind either, really. But yes, big up to everyone that is locked in. And I suppose let's start with the big news then. That Renato Veiga, 6 months after signing for the club, he now wants out. He wants out. He's had enough. He's done. Which was a mad one. I don't think any of us were expecting this. Let's get the latest on Renato Veiga with Fabrizio Romano. Renato Veiga expected to leave Chelsea as the club have opened the doors to a permanent exit, not loan. Chelsea want around 30 million euros for Veiga to leave, accommodating his request to go and play as a centre-back, not as left-back. Full agreement between Borussia Dortmund and Veiga on the contract and project in place. Now, people that are saying, and I might have been guilty of saying this yesterday when, heads were a bit hot on the old Twitter, but this is not a Chelsea issue. This is Veiga that wants out. This is not Chelsea looking to sell someone 6 months after he's joined. This is a situation where the player has specifically requested that he wants to go, that he wants to leave. So this is not... I see a lot of people blaming Chelsea for this. And look, the reality of the situation is, guys, is that he wants to leave. This is not Chelsea actively looking to sell Veiga. This is not Chelsea wanting to force Veiga out of the club. This is Renato Veiga saying that after 6 months, I've had enough. I want to go and play as a centre-back, and I don't want to play as a left-back. Now, my issue with this is, right, brother, why did you join us 6 months ago on the pretense that you were going to be predominantly a backup left-back to Mark Cucurella, and you would fill in midfield and fill in at centre-back when needed? Bro, you weren't signed to be a centre-back. You were signed predominantly to be a left-back, and then your versatility was admired and would be useful in the squad. So why now, 6 months later, have you decided, actually, do you know what? Nah, I've had enough of this. I want to be a centre-back. I want to leave. Well, I'm just thinking, well, hang on a second. Bro, you're now a Portuguese international because you joined us and because of the exposure you've got at Chelsea. And I get it, you want to make sure you've got a space in the Portugal squad for the World Cup in 2026. But for me, it just seems like a madness that after 6 months you want out because you're not featuring as a centre-back. Now, could Maresca have used Veiga more as a centre-back, over the first half of the season? Yeah, he absolutely could have done. Potentially used him more as a centre-back. If I'm Veiga and I'm a centre-back, well, I can play at centre back, or that's my preferred position or whatnot, maybe you're going to be a bit pissed that Josh Achimpong has got minutes ahead of you at centre back in the Premier League. Maybe you are going to be a little bit annoyed about that, but you're 21. You've literally just come from the Swiss league. You've become a Portuguese international. You've impressed in the few appearances that you have made, and now you're deciding after 18 appearances in all competitions that you want out. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Now, with Veiga, it's, I don't know, you can look at it in two different ways, but there are certain things that for me are not adding up. Certain things that are not adding up. You know, there's a mixture of on-field and off-field issues, lack of performance potentially, and maybe something's happened to want to trigger the move. But maybe you look at the gap between A and B team. You know, maybe that the reality of that is the gap between the A and the B team is too long. And maybe by sort of, I know he's not active, he's not outwardly admitted it, but it's obvious, you know, maybe that does the A and B team situation. Maybe that creates unmotivated players that aren't really engaged. And maybe that's what Veiga's finding right now, is that maybe he's a bit unmotivated. Maybe he's not really fully engaged with the Chelsea project and whatnot, and he wants out. I don't know. I'm not really too sure. I am struggling to understand that. You know, the Chelsea job is really, really difficult, and it's going to be particularly difficult for Maresca. And this could be something that maybe we do see more of over time. Maybe it's something that we see more of, you know, because now that the Conference League's gone till March, those players that were getting Conference League minutes and that was keeping them happy aren't now getting those minutes. And it's becoming an increasingly more difficult task to keep everyone happy. And, you know, this might be something that crops up with more players. You know, we've lost the advantage of the rotation. There's less fixtures now to hand minutes around. And, you know, this maybe is going to be a byproduct of having, you know, so many options available. Everybody wants to play. I understand that everybody wants to play, you know, but in regards to Veiga, you know, it's a really interesting one, because 6 months ago, I'll read the quote out now because I've just found it. Let me read this quote out from Veiga 6 months ago. I'm comfortable on the ball, and I would describe myself as a complete player due to my versatility. I'm comfortable in many positions on the pitch. I wouldn't say I have a favourite position because it depends on the opponent or tactical elements. But I have played at left back, centre back, and as a defensive midfield player. So I wouldn't say I have a favourite position. But 6 months later, man's got a favourite position at centre back, and he wants out. That is some U-turn in 6 months. Some U-turn. Man's U-turning like fucking Usher. You know, what's going on here? What is going on here? Man's doing a U-turn like Usher. It's mad. It's absolutely mad. So look, I don't put blame at Chelsea's door for this Renato Veiga situation, because they're not forcing the player out. The only thing you could maybe say is that Maresca should have maybe given him, you know, a few more minutes in the league. But, you know, he's performed well. He's had opportunities. He's made 18 appearances in all competitions. So, I mean, how many appearances was he expecting? The geezer was playing in the Swiss league, you know, 6 months ago. So how many appearances was he expecting? And there is no way that he was told when he signed that he was going to be predominantly used as a centre-back, or there were guarantees that were given that now haven't, you know, that Chelsea now haven't delivered on, or whatever it might be. I'm just very, very confused at the whole situation, guys. Very, very confused as to what's going on here with Veiga. No, it's not clutching at straws. He wants out. He wants out, you know, because he wants to go and play regularly at centre-back. That is not a Chelsea issue. But my thing is with Veiga, right, is why has he decided after 6 months that he wants to be a centre-back and he wants out? You know, 6 months. 6 months he's been here. No, it is. I'm not saying we can't. It's impossible to keep everyone happy. It is absolutely impossible to keep every player happy because everyone wants to play. But I've spoken about this many times before. As and when we get back into the Champions League, which will hopefully be this season, potential problems are going to arise because we're not going to be able to give a lot of squad players the minutes that they're going to be wanting. Yes, he wants out, bro. He wants out. What is? Yeah, he wants to leave Chelsea. He wants out. He wants to leave. Like, bro, that what you've just said there doesn't make any sense at all. He doesn't want out. He wants to go to Dortmund. Therefore, he wants out. He wants to leave Chelsea. So, like, I don't know what you're going on about there. He doesn't want out. He wants to go to Dortmund. No, but he wants out. Like, there's a difference between that. But at the end of the day, Veiga wants out of Chelsea. He wants to go to Dortmund because he wants to go and play as a centre back. Therefore, he wants to leave. He's explicitly made it clear he wants to leave. He doesn't want to play for Chelsea. Therefore, he wants out. If we've got a different opinion of what wanting out is, then that's fine. But at the end of the day, Veiga wants out. He doesn't want to be here. Yeah, that doesn't matter if you've not handed in a transfer request. The guy played on Saturday, full 90 minutes, and then on Sunday it comes out he's reached a full verbal agreement with Dortmund. Let's not be stupid here. Veiga was in talks with Dortmund well before this weekend, and the news has just come out now. So there we go. Let's make this very clear. Whatever your interpretation of wanting out is, the fact of the matter is that Veiga's been in conversations with Dortmund well before this weekend, well before this news came out yesterday, and he doesn't want to be here. That's the reality, Whether Dortmund come to an agreement with Veiga, whether Chelsea can come to an agreement with Dortmund is another is a different situation. But Chelsea don't want to sell him, don't want a loan deal, so they're going to have to agree something with Dortmund, on a fee. Now the gap is not thought to be huge, the gap between Borussia Dortmund's valuation and Chelsea's valuation. No, I understand that point, but what I'm saying is that Veiga doesn't want to be at Chelsea. He was already. This is not a situation where Veiga's happy at the club and Dortmund have suddenly come in. Veiga is agreed verbally to join with Dortmund. He's already agreed on a contract. So this idea that Dortmund have suddenly appeared, no, he's been in conversations with Dortmund. There's been interest from Napoli. There's been interest from Juventus, Bournemouth, Wolves. This is not suddenly, oh my God, I'm really happy at Chelsea. Suddenly Dortmund have appeared and it's a great opportunity. I get the point that you're making there, but I think your point it doesn't make sense when discussing this situation. Now, if I've misunderstood, then fair enough. But my interpretation of this is that Veiga has actively been looking to leave the club, because you don't just suddenly find that reach a verbal agreement on contract and project with Borussia Dortmund if you want to stay at Chelsea. That's the reality. It's not like, oh my God, suddenly 6 months later, a Real Madrid have suddenly knocked at the door and you're like, oh my God, it's an amazing opportunity. This is the Borussia Dortmund that have knocked at the door. Yeah, it's a big football club and whatnot, but for me, I would question why he signed for us in the first place if after 6 months he wants out. He knew the situation when he signed. I doubt anything's changed in the 6 months since he's been at the football club in terms of his position, in terms of him wanting to feature on a more regular basis. I don't really know. To be perfectly honest, I don't really know. Look, this is a guy that, look, at the end of the day, right? from business perspective, great. From a numbers wise, fantastic. You're probably looking at doubling your money on a player you signed 6 months ago. So from a business standpoint, brilliant. But from a squad planning standpoint, it's piss poor because the January window now, which before it started, Chelsea weren't expected to be particularly busy at all. Now we're in a situation where if we sell Renato Veiga, we need to go into the market and find a left back, which is creating more work for ourselves. Now we need to, and we also need to go and find a centre back. So we're now in a situation where we're looking at a window where we're potentially going to sell our only left back cover, and we now have to go into the market to find another left back. So yeah, please forgive me if this is not particularly great news. This is not on Chelsea. This is solely on Renato Veiga. Solely on Renato Veiga. Solely on Veiga. He wants to leave the football club. He wants to go and play as a centre back at Borussia Dortmund. Fine. I have not got a problem with that. I have not got a problem with Veiga wanting to go and be a centre back, but what I've got a problem is why you've had such a big change of heart in the space of 6 months. What is that about? Is he literally just used us as a stepping stone? I don't like the situation with Veiga. But what it does show is that we've elevated his career in such a short space of time. In the space of 6 months, he's gone from a relative unknown in the Swiss league to being a Chelsea player to being in the Portuguese team, and now he wants to leave to make sure he's going to still be in the Portugal squad. Chelsea are the only reason that Veiga even got that exposure to even get anywhere near the national team set up in the first place. And as a thank you for that, my man wants out after 6 months. So from a business point of view, I get it. From a numbers perspective, I absolutely get it. Right? It's good business. But what is not good is that the squad building is looking piss poor. That's 2 signings in Dewsbury Hall and Veiga who could both be out of the club, who he spent over £40 million on the pair, and they could both be out the door 6 months later. That is a shambles. That is an absolute shambles. He chose the money and he wanted to go. But he wasn't actively looking to get out of the club. An offer came in, which was ridiculous wealth, and he took it. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. This is about the player himself in Veiga going. I haven't got an issue with Veiga leaving, but my issue is the fact that by doing this, we're allowing a situation to occur where we're now creating more work for ourselves in the transfer market. If we're unable to go and replace Veiga, if we choose not to replace Veiga, we are a Cucurella injury away from having absolutely no left backs in the squad and having to maybe play Malo Gusto there. So that's why it's annoying, and that's why it's a bit of a mess. It's not about the quality of Renato Veiga. It's the fact that we're losing potentially an important squad player, which is now going to force us to go into the market. And you can talk about, he's not, yes, we're going to double our money on him, but it's going to cost you more than 25-30 million pounds to probably find a replacement. I mean, I don't know what sort of price Patrick Dorgu is or Jarell Hato at Ajax, but these guys are going to be upwards of 20 million pounds. They are going to be upwards of 20 million pounds. But in terms of an asking price that Chelsea are looking for, according to Simon Johnson in The Athletic, Chelsea are looking for as much as 29 million pounds, which is more than double what we paid 6 months ago. Chelsea have set an asking price of up to 29 million for Renato Veiga and will also request a sell-on clause to be included. They are not interested in loaning him out and are only prepared to sanction a permanent departure. I think for me personally, right, as much as, I would like him to stay from a squad building perspective, the fact that he's made it clear now that he wants to leave the club and he doesn't want to be here, I think it's in everyone's best interests for everyone's best interest, to move him out, to get him done. You know, I think it's in everyone's best interests for this deal to get done. £29 million. He's a Portuguese international now. He's versatile. He's young. You know, I think that is a decent. I mean, is that fair? Is that a bit steep? If it was 29 mil all in with add-ons and whatnot, then yeah, fair enough. But let's see what they're saying. Renato Veiga's like to leave Chelsea, with a number of clubs looking to sign a Portuguese international who's been targeted by Dortmund, but they face competition for a signature from teams in the Premier League, Italy and France. Chelsea have set an asking price of up to 29 mil with a sell-on clause to be included. Should Veiga be sold, Chelsea stand to make a significant profit on a player they bought for just 11.8 million in July. Chelsea had not planned to sell Veiga during the window, but he wants to play more regular first-team football in his preferred centre-back position, even though 6 months ago he said he didn't have a preferred position. But there we go. Chelsea head coach Maresca said ahead of his side's Premier League game against Bournemouth he was not aware of any agreement in place to sell Veiga, but said that he had spoken to the player. Veiga has made 18 appearances for the club, but only one of those has been a start in the league. Maresca has tended to use him more at left-back or in midfield. Chelsea have Colwell and Badiashile ahead of him in a pecking order as a left-sided centre-back, so his chances of playing there are limited. However, Veiga's ability to play in a variety of positions has made him a very useful member of the squad. He won his first Portugal Cup in October and has gone to play for his country on 3 occasions. Dortmund are keen to add depth behind first-choice fullback Rami Benasabi, and Veiga is one of several options being considered with other positions of equal priority. Dortmund are looking to sell players first in January. So, look, he obviously wants to go and play at centre-back. Fine. You know, I get that. But when he signed, right, and he saw the centre backs, right, that were in place at the football club, did this brother really believe that he was going to get a lot of minutes at centre back? There is no way we told him that, and there's no way that he would have thought, oh yeah, do you know what? I'm gonna get a decent chunk of minutes at centre back. Nah, that's just not happening. It's just not happening, guys. You know, it's just not happening. It's just not happening at all. You know, at the end of the day, it's not happening, guys. Don't know what this guy's expecting. He got into the national team. Yeah, exactly. I don't know what he's expecting. I know he didn't come here as a centre-back. This is my point. This is my point, right? He signed knowing that he wasn't going to play much at centre-back, and then 6 months later, he's decided that he wants to be a centre-back, and he's not going to get those minutes here, so he wants out. Maybe it has, but it's still mad that after a massive move from the Swiss league to Chelsea, that he then suddenly wants out 6 months later. You know, and Veiga's got, I know he's only 21 and he's young, but Veiga's got a history of not spending very long at clubs. He's got a history of it. If I bring up how long Veiga has spent at his respective clubs, it is not very long. It is not very long. So obviously, he come through the academy at Sporting Lisbon. He didn't make an appearance for the first team there. He spent 1 season on loan at Augsburg. No, he didn't. He spent 1 season. No, he spent 6 months on loan at Augsburg. He then went to Basel, spent 1 season there, and left. And it looks like he's going to leave Chelsea after 6 months. So in his short career, he's not even spent more than a year at a club, which doesn't look particularly I don't know, to be honest. I don't know the guy. I don't know his attitude. I don't know what it's about. But I'm sure that he'll be. He might be slightly pissed off about it. But you're in a difficult situation now because you don't want to keep players that don't want to be here and aren't happy to be at the club. But at the same time, you want to make you obviously you want to get what's a fair asking price. Realistically, he only wants to play centre-back to play for Portugal to make more money on future deals. I don't know. I don't think he's a problem player, but I would always question why players want out after 6 months. That, for me, is always a little bit of a concern, in my opinion. But yeah, look, with Veiga, it is what it is, guys. But it leaves us in a little bit of a tricky predicament. We're not going to loan him out, so we've got to see whether Chelsea and Chelsea and Dortmund can come to an agreement. What's strange, though, is that if this was like the agreement was in place before Sunday, by the way, that hasn't just suddenly appeared. Veiga played full 90 minutes on Saturday, knowing full well that he had an agreement in place with Borussia Dortmund. Now, Maresca, with players that were leaving or players that are up for transfer, they weren't involved in the squad. So why Veiga played is beyond me, to be perfectly honest. Yeah, he's keen to cement his place in the Portugal team. I get that, but he can definitely do that while still being at Chelsea. I don't see what the issue is, but it now forces us into the market to look at a left back because we haven't got any more backup. So I don't know what the situation is, but I don't know if this raises further issues in terms of maybe younger players wanting to sign for the club. I don't know. Has Veiga been messed around by the club? No, I don't think he's been messed around by the club at all. But what I would say is more of a concern is the high volume of players coming in and out. That for me is more of an American sports thing. I don't watch a lot of basketball or anything like that, but I'm pretty sure in basketball there's a high volume of players traded between clubs, and this has got a very American feel about it in terms of the situation. But this is where we can demand a good fee as years on his contract. Yeah, for sure. It's very possible. It's very possible, but these sort of things tend to get out. These sort of things do tend to get out. So, no, bro, you're completely missing the point here. This has got nothing to do with the club as to why Veiga wants to leave. Veiga wants out because he wants to play as a centre-back. In this specific instance, this is not on Chelsea. We signed him as a good opportunity in the market to bring someone in as a squad player to fill a number of positions. The fact that we're in line to double our money potentially within 6 months is obviously great. But this guy, we didn't sign him to then sell him 6 months later. I don't think anyone foresaw Veiga saying that he wanted to leave after 6 months at the football club. That's where we need to be. That's where we need to be honest. We bought him to fill a role in the squad, but it does raise bigger issues though, like about maybe younger players potentially wanting to actually join Chelsea in the first place, or maybe they're going to start to think more about joining Chelsea in the future. I don't really know. Maybe a swap deal with Gittins and cash for Veiga. Nah, brother, any swap deal, that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen at all. But in terms of, look, what the Veiga thing does bring into conversation is quite how shambolic, and let's call it shambolic, the summer window has looked. I said it at the time. I'm not sure how good it was, but maybe we need to have a serious conversation, guys, about the summer transfer window. Veiga comes in, wants to go 6 months later. It looks like Dewsbury Hall's going to leave 6 months after signing for £30 million. It looks like Tosin, who come in as a free transfer, you're trusting an 18-year-old as a replacement for Wesley Fofana over him. Doesn't look particularly good. Jorgensen can't really get any Premier League minutes, despite Sanchez making an array of errors. Joao Felix, you've got big question marks over that, and there's more. And there's more. So I think, you look at it and you just think, what the fuck's going on here? No, Dewsbury Hall looking to leave probably because he's not playing, and maybe Chelsea want to get rid of him because maybe they didn't think he was as good as they thought he was. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Nah, bro, I think we can definitely judge this. The summer window wasn't good. It wasn't good. We didn't address what we needed to address. And two players that we spent over 40 mil on look like they're going to be gone 6 months later. And we didn't address really anything that we needed to address. So, yeah. Again, I don't know. The modern way of doing things is the sporting directors and the scouts identify the players, the sporting directors go to the gaffer, and the gaffer will give the final sign off. But it's the sporting directors who are, in theory, signing the players. So, yeah, it does make a bit of an issue. It does make a bit of an issue. But I don't know, to be honest. I don't really know, but it begs the question: who's going to come in to replace him? Paul Winstanley and Lawrence Stewart. Serious conversation needs to be held at another time. Look, I think they've done a lot of good stuff, but there's also a lot of stuff that is not good. Not good. I don't know if Maresca wanted Calafiori. Chelsea certainly looked at Calafiori, but decided that Renato Veiga was a cheaper and better option for them. That's what Chelsea decided. That Veiga was a cheaper and better option. So, yeah, maybe that's why. Who's injury prone? Vega's not injury prone, by the way. I don't think he's had any injury issues since he's been here. Guys, keep smashing the likes, by the way. 125 in the building, only 52 likes. Make sure you are running those likes up. Keep smashing the like button. Subscribe if you're new around here. And, of course, make sure you are supporting the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. But let's run these likes up, guys. We should be on almost 100 likes. There's 125 in the building. Only 52 likes. We need to get that up, guys. So make sure you're smashing the like button. I dislike the signings that weren't first choice the most. KDH because we took Maresca, Felix to sell Gallagher, Sanchez to lower the fee on Caicedo, and we still paid. Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying. Some of the reasons that we've made certain signings, yeah, don't sit well with me. Don't sit well with me at all. And for me, we got to stop doing this player trading nonsense. We got to stop doing this player trading nonsense because we're playing some mental game of fucking like billionaire top trumps, and it's just it's just not for me. It's just not for me. This player trading business very, very rarely works out well for both sides. Very rarely works out well for both sides. But if Renato Veiga does leave, we've got to go and find ourselves a replacement, and we need to go and find one of those replacements pretty sharpish. So, Chelsea have been linked with Jarell Hato from Ajax. They've also been linked with a reported move for Nuno Mendes. And Patrick Dorgu is another one who is attracting interest from the Chelsea. Now, Dorgu is a very exciting left-back who is currently plying his trade at Lecce in Italy. Guys, what are your thoughts on Patrick Dorgu? He's another one. He's young. I think he's younger than Renato Veiga. Patrick Dorgu is 20. He is 20, Patrick Dorgu. 20 years of age, literally just turned 20 last October. He is someone who can play at left back and in left midfield. So he's a bit of a versatile player. He's under contract at Lecce until 2029. Let's have a look at his stats then, guys. Let's have a look at his stats. What has Dorgu done this season? Let's have a look at what Patrick Dorgu's done this season from left back. Let's check him out. He's 20. No, Hincape's a centre-back. I'm pretty certain Hincape's a centre-half. So, that's what we're looking at here. Hincape is a centre-half. What else are we doing? He's quality but very attacking. He is very attacking. We all knew players would come and go. We were making money on him. Everyone said we won't get anyone off the books. No, we can get players off the books. No one was saying we can't get players off the books. But it's just a bit of a concern that players are wanting to come in and go in so quickly. But Patrick Dorgu, what has he done this season? He's made 19 appearances in Serie A. He's got 3 goals and 1 assist. He is now a full Denmark international. I think he scored on his debut against Switzerland in September. He's a very attacking player, though. He plays left back, can play left mid, and can also play left wing. So he's one of those attacking left-sided players. I think he would fit the mould for what Chelsea are looking to do. But 20 years of age, again, this would be another big step up. A big step up from Lecce to the Premier League. But then Veiga was managed to make this step up as well. So I don't know if we're in such a bad position in the first place. I don't know. I don't know what sort of price it's. I don't know what sort of price Dorgu would be. He's under contract until 2029. Let me see if I can find what sort of price that Patrick Dorgu might be going for. But Chelsea looked at him in the summer. He's attracting a lot of interest. I know Tottenham have been interested in Patrick Dorgu as well. It just remains, can we convince him with the project? That is the big one. Can we convince him with the project? That is what we need to look at. I mean, look, this business of whether he's a Chelsea fan or not is irrelevant. So let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what. Yeah, sure, Hincapié can play left back, but I think what we need to do is, guys, we've got to stop taking shortcuts. There's no point, let's sign someone who can play there. We need someone who is a specialist left back, and if they can play other positions, great. But we can't be taking shortcuts and taking the piss. So Patrick Dorgu for me. Let's see if I can find any articles suggesting how much this geezer, how much Dorgu is going to cost. Patrick Dorgu. Let's get this here. Man United yet to move for 50 million transfer target. 50 million euros could allow Chelsea and Liverpool into the race. Manchester United remain interested in a potential transfer deal for Lecce left back Patrick Dorgu, but have yet to make a move for the player. Chelsea, Liverpool, and Spurs have also been keeping a close eye on Dorgu. Does it say how much he's going to cost? Apparently, Lecce value Dorgu at around 50 million euros. 50 million euros. How much is 50 million euros? It's about 42 million quid. Are we really going to spend 42 million pounds on a fucking backup centre back? Left back. Is that what we're doing here? 42 million on a backup centre back. Backup left back. I mean, that seems like a lot of money, but ultimately, in this day and age, unless you can sort of discover a few gems, then it's going to be tricky. You are going to be paying top dollar, and that's just the way it is. You're going to be paying top dollar. And look, 40 million quid for a 20-year-old who's got a lot of promise and a lot of potential. Maybe that is a good deal. I don't know for certain if that's a good deal or not, but yeah, it is a bit steep. It is a bit steep. But I mean, look, Dorgu, I think Dorgu's a good player. I like Patrick Dorgu. But I think what we're going to find here is, guys, is that whoever we look to bring in, unless you're plucking someone from somewhere obscure, you're going to be paying a pretty big. You're probably going to be paying a pretty hefty chunk of cash. Dorgu is a brilliant footballer. Brilliant footballer. He's a top talent. He's ready to perform at the top level, in my opinion. And he's a very impressive player. A very impressive player for 20 years of age. He fits the profile we're looking for. He's pacey, he's physical, he's got an eye for goal, he's creative. And I think he'd work very well for the system. I think he's a complete fullback. He's technically sound. He can play inside, outside. He can invert. He can overlap. Like, this guy does tick all the boxes. I don't know how good he is aerially or whatever, but this guy certainly, from a footballing standpoint, is very good. Now, I'm not saying that £40 million is a good deal or whatever, but what I am saying is, guys, is that this player in Dorgu fits the mold for what we would be looking for and potentially what we should be going for. He fits the mold. No questions asked. He definitely fits the mold. I think Dorgu would be a good player. He's got a good amount of pace as well. Robinson, again, I like Anthony Robinson at Fulham. A very good player, a very, very good player. But again, maybe it's out the price range. Maybe it's not someone that Chelsea are looking at this point in time. I don't know. I don't know how old Robinson is. Let's have a look how old Anthony Robinson is. Anthony Robinson, top player. The guy he's 27. He's 28 this year. Is that the sort of age we're looking at? Probably not. And let's see. Yeah, look, there's always the risk of all these players we sign that they could be flipped for a profit. There's always that risk with all of them. I don't really know how we move away from that. But Dorgu is certainly one option. He's certainly an exciting option. If he's 50 million quid, 40 million quid, sorry, I think that's tricky. Yeah, Chile is 28. Chile is 28. Brother, don't sleep on the expected potential. The expected potential is big, people. Expected potential. Yeah, I hear you. But look, age doesn't always equal quality. Age doesn't always equal experience. But yeah, Jarell. Let's have a look at Jarell Hato, because he's another guy that's been mentioned as a possible alternative. Hato at Ajax, or let's just put Hato Chelsea in. Let's see if we can find some stuff about Jarell Hato. Chelsea are leading the race for Jarell Hato, apparently. Dorgu or Hato. Let's wait and see. Let me just bring this up on screen. I don't want to repost that. What the fuck am I doing? Yeah, the manager is over 26, guys, so we can chill there. The manager is over 26. So, rumour, Chelsea are reportedly leading the race for Ajax defender Jarell Hato. Hato is 18 years old, plays predominantly at left back for Ajax. He is capable of inverting into midfield to make a pivot or holding the width as a more touchline traditional fullback. Now, that all sounds great. That all sounds brilliant. That sounds like, he would fit the mold of what Maresca looks for in a fullback. He specifically said in the press conference today before the Bournemouth game, he's not looking for a fullback that bombs up and down the pitch. He doesn't want that. He wants someone that's going to offer something, a little bit different. That's what he's looking for. Let's wait and see. So let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. I mean, look, this business of whether someone's a Chelsea fan or not, I think is absolutely irrelevant. It doesn't really mean anything. I think it means anything. But yeah, look, Jarell Hato, 18 years old. Let's have a look at Jarell Hato. What's he been doing this season? Is he getting any assists or anything like that? Jarell Hato. Let's have a quick look, guys. But I just think, like, we need to be careful here. We need to be switched on. We need to make sure we're making the right decisions, guys. We need to be making the right decisions. But this is my point. Cole Palmer was a Boyhood United fan. Like, funnily enough, not everyone that plays for their club is a fan of their club. I know it's a weird concept, guys. Is this good enough to challenge for anything this and next year? Look, we'll win trophies this year. I think we'll obviously win the Conference League. You know, we should win that. We're expected to win that. Milos Kerkez, again, I think he's an outstanding player. Looks really, really good. Bournemouth are in line to make a substantial profit on him. Let's have a look at Jarell Hatto. I don't know what sort of price he'd cost. He's 18 years old, can also play at centre-back, but it's predominantly a left-back. He's under contract at Ajax until 2028. He only signed a new contract in March last year. What has he done this season for Ajax? Has he played much? Has he been injured? So this season, it's not bad, you know. He's played 16 times in the Eredivisie, in the Dutch league, 5 assists, 2 goals. So he's got 7 GNA in 16 appearances from left back. That's not bad. That is not bad. And look, Ajax have got, previous of producing top quality players. They have got, they've got the credentials producing top quality players. And look, I'm not whether this guy will live up to previous expectations, like Kudos, Gravenberch, etc. Guys that are ready for the Premier League. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. It's something that people think is a big deal, but ultimately, at the end of the day, it's really not. But Jarell Hatto is a young player. He's obviously younger than Dorgu. In terms of a price, I've got absolutely no idea what sort of price we'd be looking at for a Jarell Hatto. You're looking at. Let's have a look. Obviously, product of the Ajax Academy. Let's see if there's been any reported fees. Doesn't look like there's been any reported fees. No, I know Arsenal have looked at Jarell Hatto in the past. I'm sure there's going to be a host of top European clubs interested in him. It just depends what we're looking for. Is Hatto going to step up from the I don't know. I don't have the answers to these questions. I don't have the answer to these questions. It's impossible to tell. But generally speaking, though, the success rate from the Eredivisie to the Premier League is pretty good. It's pretty good. Generally speaking, it's pretty good. So, yeah, we will obviously wait and see on that. We will obviously wait and see whether I don't even know if he's going to join us or what it is. Suarez is also from Ajax. I can't think of defenders that have come from the Eredivisie directly to the Premier League. I can't think of any off the top of my head. But generally speaking, Eredivisie to Premier League is pretty good. I mean, Jurrien Timber has come from the Premier League. Who else signed? Lisandro Martinez from Premier League. I mean, Malassi is not great. But yeah, look, generally speaking, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. Guys, what isn't great is we've got 142 in the building, which is fantastic. But we've only got 154, in the building. Only 68 likes. Guys, please continue to smash that like button. Let's get this up to 100 likes, guys. Run it up, run it up. It's free. It takes seconds to do. So please do that. Please do that. I'd really appreciate it, guys. Let's get this to 100 likes. Let's do it. De Ligt as well. Although De Ligt went to Juventus and Bayern Munich and then came. So yeah. Let's see on that. Let's see on that. But yeah, run the likes up, people. Come on, guys. It shouldn't be difficult to get to 100 likes. It should be light work. That's the only favor I'll ever ask of you, to smash the like button and subscribe if you're new around here. I'll never ask anyone for any money. So yeah, if you could just do that one thing, it would mean a lot to me, guys. It would mean a lot to me. And keep subscribing to the channel if you're new around here. We're 30 likes away. Run it up, run it up, run it up, people. But what are you lot saying, guys? Jarell Hatto, Patrick Dorgu. Has anyone else got any other ideas? I mean, realistic ideas for players that we might be able to get in. I'm talking realistic, though, guys. I'm not saying, we're going to go and sign, I don't know, Josko Vardy to play at fucking left back. We're talking realistic here. Now, bro, this is not confirmed, by the way. This is not confirmed. Chelsea are just reportedly interested in Jarell Hatto. There's no guarantees that any of this is concrete or true or whatnot. Oh yeah, Teo Hernandez. Someone's bound to say Teo Hernandez. But let's move away from left backs, and we're going to go to the centre back situation, because there's been a little bit of an update from Matt Law in regards to the Mark Guehi situation. Now, where has that gone? Let me just find that quickly. In terms of Chelsea are still looking at bringing in Mark Guehi this month. Still looking at a potential move for Mark Guehi. Let me just find it now. It is in here. Let me just bring this up. Well, it's got a little bit quiet recently, but this is the article here. Let me just read it out now. So, Chelsea could fund a move for a central defender with a host of sales this month as the club weigh up a number of options, including Crystal Palace's Mark Guehi. Guehi is one of a number of defenders Chelsea are considering, and it is believed the club have made checks on Palace's valuation of the player. Re-signing Guehi would be difficult and expensive option for Chelsea, but it is not being ruled out. Another option would be to activate the callback option on Chalobah. We know that. It remains to be seen whether Chalobah will want to join Palace permanently this month, as he may be reluctant to return to Chelsea. He's then adding that Dewsbury Hall, Disasi and Chukwuemeka are all up for sale. Christopher Nkunku is also thought to be open to a move away either this month or in the summer. Chelsea would most likely listen to offers for Nkunku. It's unclear whether Nkunku's exit would prompt the club to look at signing a new striker this month. Now, Oliver Glasner has been speaking on the Mark Guehi situation, and now, bro, Levi's good. I don't know why people hate on Levi Colwell. I really don't. It doesn't really make an awful lot of sense to me. And also this insistence that, Mark Guehi's not tall enough. Like, he's not small. He's not small. do you know what I mean? There's one thing I seem to notice here at Chelsea. They are signing this. I'm not sure about that. We was told this window was going to be a window of clearing players out. We're 2 days off halfway through the window. Yeah, bro, I hear it. Yeah, we are. We're almost halfway through the window, and not very much has happened. Not very much has happened at all. So, yeah, that clearly needs to change. There's no doubt about it. That needs to change. Yeah, look, we have turned into a bit of a trading club. There's no denying that. Let me find these quotes from Glasner, because apparently, right? Let me find it now. Chalobah. Because apparently Chalobah didn't play yesterday against Stockport in the FA Cup, because apparently due to contractual issues. Now, I'm not quite sure what that means. Was that us saying he can't play because we're going to recall him, and would he be cup tied? Although it was the third round, wasn't it? So Trevor Chalobah didn't play today, obviously yesterday, for contractual issues. Sorry, I know he wants, and we want him to stay, but we still have 19 days, so anything can happen. I want Chalobah to stay, and I know Mark Guehi wants to stay. Now, what's interesting here is, right, contractual issues. Is this Chelsea stopping Chalobah from playing in the FA Cup so that he's not cup tied if we decide to recall him? Is that us doing a little bit of a madness? Is that if that's what's happening here? Is that what's happening here? Because that seems very strange for Glasner to say that Chalobah couldn't play in the FA Cup yesterday due to contractual issues, and that makes me think, did we just want to make sure he wasn't cup tied in case we decide to bring him back? Because that's an interesting play from us. If we're not going to bring him back and we just stopped him from playing in that FA Cup game, all I can think of is all I'm thinking is is that has to be what's happened. That has to be what's happened. Is that we've stopped him from playing is because we want to bring him back. We stopped him from playing because we want to bring him back. That's what I'm thinking. No, he would have been asked a question about it. He would have been asked why Chalobah didn't play today, and he would have been asked about Gurhi and whatnot. He's not just randomly saying about it. He's asked the questions about it. Chalobah should tell the club and these sporting directors, if I was Trev, I wouldn't want to come back given the way that I've been treated. But I think that Chelsea probably have done something here to make sure that Chalobah is not cup tied in case we decide to recall him. That's my view on it. That is my view on it, and that's what I suspect has happened. And if we're doing that, I can understand why we've done it, but it's not exactly fair. It's not exactly fair if we're being brutally honest here. There's an update from Fabrizio Romano. Let's have a quick look. What has Fab said? Right, this is good. Let's have a quick look here. There's been an update on Carney Chukwuemeka. Understand Chelsea have opened doors to Carney Chukwuemeka's exit this month on loan deal. Expected to be a paid loan with salary covered and no buy option clause. Borussia Dortmund are pushing in active talks for Carney on loan. Another option, loan to Strasbourg. This is basically an acceptance from Chelsea that, yes, we're not going to get the £40 million release clause. No one's going to sign him on a permanent deal. We better change our stance and accept that we aren't going to get the money we thought we were going to get for him, and we better just accept that we're going to have a straight loan for 6 months, get Carney out there to go and play, and allow him to do his thing. That is essentially what's going on here. We've had to realise that our stance was utterly ridiculous with Chukwuemeka. There's going to be no takers for him, and we now have to accept a loan. Now, brother, we're accepting a loan deal because no one's going to pay the £40 million release clause for him. So therefore, we have to loan him out. And loaning him out, if he plays regularly and plays well, will attract more suitors and means that it's far more likely that his release clause will be met in the summer. That is what we need to be doing. That is what we need to be doing. Yeah, Veiga and Chukwuemeka both to Dortmund potentially. I mean, if Chelsea recall Caleb Wiley from Strasbourg, then Chukwuemeka could go to Strasbourg. We have Chukwuemeka and Santos doing a thing there. But I think if he can go to Dortmund, Champions League football and all that, then that would not... Bro, he's going to leave this month. A loan deal is fine. I haven't got an issue with a loan deal. But saying you're not going to sell him permanently unless you get the £40 million release clause means that he won't leave this month. So we have to open up to a loan deal. We have to. We have to. Simple as that. Simple as that. We have to do it. You know, like why? You're not going to keep someone here for the sake of it. No, loans aren't pointless at all, because if it gets Chukwuemeka playing and puts him in the shop window and therefore increases the chances of people coming in from in the summer, it's not pointless. It's not pointless at all. You know, it's not a worry. Why would anyone be surprised that no one wants to pay a £40 million release clause for a player who started one game all season? How does that make any sense? That doesn't make any sense. That's what I'm trying to say. That makes zero sense. Absolutely zero sense. So what are we doing here? What are we doing here? It doesn't make any sense at all, guys. So yeah, I haven't got an issue with that whatsoever. Loans are good. Loans are good. I've got no issue with a loan deal whatsoever. We've still got 2 loan spots available. There's still 2 available international loans. No problem at all. No problem at all. There are still 2 international loan spots available. Guys, We've got 164 in the building. Big up to everyone that's locked in. Come on, people. Let's get these likes up to 100. That should be light work for you guys who've been doing it pretty much every time so far. So let's get these final 15 knocked off, people. It would be greatly appreciated, and it helps me out more than you can imagine. So run it up, run it up. Chilwell, I don't know what's going to happen to Chilwell. I've got absolutely no idea. No idea at all. But a loan deal's no issue. If you want to get rid of a player, then and you're not going to get rid of them on a permanent basis, like you thought you might have been able to, then you have to loan them out. And a loan out is a good thing. I don't see an issue with any loan deal whatsoever. I don't see any issue with any loan deal at all. What's the problem? What is the problem here? But yeah, I just hope that we can actually get some business done pretty swiftly. That's what I'm looking to do. So that's what I'm hoping is going to happen. That's what I'm hoping is going to happen. But let's wait and see. Let's wait and see on that. I don't know what's going to happen, but it's absolutely the right thing to do. Absolutely the right thing to do to open up a loan for Chukwuemeka, because otherwise the geezer were just going to be stuck here, and that's a complete waste of everyone's time. A complete waste of everyone's time. So yeah, let's hope now that brings a few more suitors in. A loan move for Chukwuemeka is a good thing. That is gonna bring a few more clubs to the table, I would imagine, or I would hope so anyway. Let's bring a few more clubs to the table on this one, and see how we get on. But yeah, opening the door to this is gonna be good. It's gonna be good, and I think a loan move to Borussia Dortmund would definitely make the most sense. 100%, it would make the most sense. What else is going on? How many years left on a Carney contract? Let's have a look. I suspect he's under contract till at least 2027, 2026. Chukwuemeka contract. Let's have a quick look. Chukwuemeka is under contract, guys. Yeah, 2028. So he's on a 6-year deal when he joined. Yeah, so he's under contract until 2028. A loan is good. Well, Chelsea aren't open to loaning Veiga. So if Veiga's going to go, it has to be on a permanent. So that's the reality. So if Chelsea, Dortmund might get both. They might well get both. They're going to have to pay. They're going to have to pay outright for Renato Veiga. So we will wait and see what happens with him. We'll wait and see what happens with him. But they are going to have to pay outright for Veiga. But I think that's the most likely thing that's going to happen. It's going to be a rotation with Liam Delap and Nicholas Jackson. That, for me, is the most likely one to happen. And whether people like it or not is neither here nor there. I suspect that is the most likely situation to happen. Oh, yeah. Let's move on to Jeremy Hernandez as well, by the way, guys, because we spoke about this yesterday and people were losing their shit. And I did say, to me, it felt like it was a Strasbourg signing. And lo and behold, you have the report from L'Equipe. Chelsea are interested in Jeremy Hernandez to send to Strasbourg. So exactly as expected, guys. Exactly as expected. Chelsea are interested in 22-year-old Spanish prospect Jeremy Hernandez. A loan move to Strasbourg has been mentioned during negotiations. Jeremy Hernandez is in Chelsea's sights, as reported by Relevo. He's got a release clause of 20 million euros. During discussions with Blueco, the name of Strasbourg was mentioned, with Liam Rossignol interested in his profile. But they could only get Hernandez on loan if a current loan spell is ended. But Caleb Wiley, who's just had shoulder surgery, still is unavailable for a few weeks. So maybe it might be him that gets recalled. But everyone that was stressing about the Jeremy Hernandez deal, that is going to be a Strasbourg deal. They may well do. They may well do. I don't know for certain. They may well do. But yeah, Yereme Hernandez. I suspected it at the time yesterday that this was going to be. I thought this would be a Strasbourg deal, and I've kind of thought correct in my thinking. Guys, 170 in the building. We need 7 more likes to 100. Smash the like button, guys. Let's get these final few knocked off. It'd be greatly appreciated. And keep subscribing to the channel if you're new around here. We're on 15,223. Let's try and get 7 more subscribers to 15,230. So smash the subscribe button if you're new around here. Introduce yourself into the chat if you're a new subscriber and new part of the community. But most importantly, guys, smash that like button. 6 more likes. That should be done literally in 30 seconds. So smash the thumbs up, people. This boy's a baller. I don't know anything about him. We could do business with Dortmund in the summer and get Kobel. I don't see Chelsea going in for Gregor Kobel. After buying 400 keepers, how did we not see the guy that Spurs bought? Look, he looks quite good. He's made a decent start, but let's be perfectly clear. It is just 2 games. So we need to hold fire on that. He does look quite good. Yeah, Petrovic I think will be sold in the summer. He's doing well at Strasbourg, but I think he will absolutely be moved on. He will absolutely be moved on. So yeah, but that Yereme Hernandez, guys, as I expected, looking most likely like a Strasbourg deal. Looking most likely that he's going to be a Strasbourg thing, a Blueco thing. So yeah. So there we are. There we are. What else is going on? What else is going on? I'm going to say I come in a feeder club. No, Jorgensen didn't have a good game. He didn't have a good game on Saturday. He openly admitted himself that he didn't have a good game. But I still think he's far better than Sanchez, in terms of distribution, in terms of the ball at his feet. No, I disagree. I think we can win a Premier League title, but we need to make sure that we address them, we need to make sure that we address it. The areas that need addressing. I think we're more than capable of competing. In case Madrid says, "Would you loan Nanasi?" I don't think that's going to happen. I don't envisage that happening at all. But I guess maybe it's something that can't be fully ruled out. But yeah, I don't expect that to be a thing. I absolutely don't expect that to be a thing. We should sip the Sassy. Yeah, no, I think the plan is to try and move the Sassy on. I just don't know what sort of offers are going to come in for him. The squad planning has been pretty bad, and the B team should have been more academy players. Yeah, look, I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that at all. I really don't. And I understand where people are coming from when they say that. I fully get it. I fully get it, guys. When people say that, I 100% understand it. But that is the latest on Yereme Hernandez. Guys, we're 1 like away. Who's sticking the flake in the 99 for the 100th like? Run it up, guys. 1 more to go. Smash that like button, people. But yeah, the squad planning's not been good. I agree that the squad planning has not been anywhere near as good as what probably myself and many others said. Many others said. So yeah, that's the reality, people. That is the reality. Yes, big up. Well, if Dortmund make an offer that we accept, then yes. Never expected this transfer to happen. I don't think anyone did. I thought Chile would have gone before him. Yeah, seeing us maybe get... we're not going to get Hernandez, no. No, because it's a Strasbourg signing, bro. It's a Strasbourg signing, as we've just been discussing. It is a Strasbourg signing. That is what it is. No, I wouldn't. Yeah, look, I understand it from that point of view. I still think Jorgensen is going to be a long-term Chelsea number one. I still believe that. Um, I do still believe that. So let's wait and see. Let's wait and see on that front, people. I'm really worried for Esteval, Kendry Pires, Penders. Forget about Washington. But look, Esteval's going to play. Pires will go on loan. I think Penders, they got big hopes for. Guiu, I don't know what's going to happen to him. Anselmino, look, Santos will be part of the first team squad. Santos and Esteval will be in the first team squad next season. I think Pires loan, Penders loan, Washington sold, and Guiu loan. It's funny how critical we all are, and we're in our. No, it's critical just in terms of certain things. I've been very, very positive about a lot of things at Chelsea this season. I've been very positive about a lot of things, but there are certain things in the transfer market that we haven't got right, and that's just the reality. No, all good, brother, all good, all good. What do I think of the Nuno Mendes rumours? They've not been that strong, to be honest. So I don't really see an awful lot happening with them. I don't see an awful lot happening with them. Yes, big up, brother. All good, all good. Do we need a striker? Yes, we do need a striker. Pure and simple, we need a striker. No doubts about it. No doubts about it whatsoever. We need a striker. Simple as that. Simple as that. Striker is required, guys. Striker is required. But yeah, that's where we're at with that one. I don't know who we're going to get. I wouldn't complain about the owners as long as they get. Yeah, look, if they get us a striker, a centre back, and a top goalkeeper, then fair enough. But right now, we spent a lot of money, and we still need essentially the spine of a team. That's not a good situation to be in. Yeah, agreed. How much do you think a suitable offer to receive for Nkunku? I think they're looking to get back the money they spent. Anything between 45 and 50, I think is a good one. Yeah. I will. I'll get him on this window. I'll send him a message. I'll get him on this window, guys. Don't worry. I'll drop him a message after this. And we'll get that sorted out. We'll get that sorted out. But yeah, guys, what else is being said? Will Nkunku leaving this window? It's potential, but again, only if he pushes for it. Only if he pushes for it. But that's what we're looking at here. Only if he pushes for it. Otherwise, I think it'll be this summer. Maybe Mike Mignan, Diogo Costa, that sort of player. An underrated shout for a striker could be Patrick Schick, maybe. Although I think he's going to stay at Bayer Leverkusen. I think he'll stay at Bayer Leverkusen. Yes, big up. Do we need another number 10 for depth? No. We definitely don't need another number 10. No chance. I can't remember. I can't remember. So let's wait and see. Yeah, bro. We can get that sorted. We can get that sorted. I will. I'll WhatsApp Lewis and I will try and get that sorted out. That won't be particularly difficult to do. Won't be particularly difficult to do at all. So yeah, I will get that sorted out. Me and Lewis will get that going. We will get that going. It may well have been a Pavel signing. Yeah, bro, we'll get that up. We'll get that sorted. 100%. 100% we'll get that sorted. Yep. Big up, brother. We've covered that, but yeah, it makes sense. Absolutely makes sense. What else has been going on? Is there any other info that has come through in the last few minutes about anything? Although I think maybe we've pretty much covered it all. Let's have a look. I think we've pretty much covered it all. Let's see. But yeah, anyway, you know, what I would say is quickly, right? Just on the Felix and just on the Bournemouth game, very quickly. Maresca talked about, Felix and Palmer, about them potentially playing together and whatnot. And he again saying that Felix can't be constantly played because of Palmer. This is a big, big problem, because we know that Maresca didn't want Felix, yet the directors chucked Felix at Maresca and told him basically, make this work, get on with it. That's not good. There needs to be a unanimous feeling that everyone's in agreement before a decision is made. And this is just a stupid decision because we already had Nkunku. So Felix for me is gonna be fucking done as well. It's gonna be done as well. Yeah. I think we agreed in 22 and then he signed in 23. Something along those lines. I'll go 2-1. I'll go 2-1 win. Yeah, for sure. But what the whole point is, though, he's basically saying that Felix can't play on a consistent basis because of Palmer. So then why was Felix forced on us? That's the bit that isn't making sense. That's the bit that is not making sense, guys. Score prediction for tomorrow: 2-1 Chelsea. I'll start James tomorrow. Would I start Lavia? Probably not. No. Probably not is my honest answer on that one. Honest answer on that one. And that is the honest answer on that one, guys. People, we're 7 likes away from 120. Smash the like button. We are going to round this one out in a second. Cole Palmer gets tired and he doesn't sub him, and he's saying it's difficult to play Felix. Yeah, look, I understand that point of view. I understand it. But yeah, look, the Felix signing, as I predicted, is looking stupid. Now, Bournemouth's no joke, but they haven't got Evanderson and they've not got their other striker, Unal. So with both their strikers out, in theory, that should be easier for us. But it doesn't always work like that. It doesn't always work like that. So we've got to be on it. No, probably not. Probably not. I've kind of shared my thoughts on the Bournemouth game. It's going to be tricky. We've got to get back to winning ways. So no, there probably won't be a video later for the Bournemouth game. I've just quickly shared my thoughts on it there. It's going to be difficult. Bournemouth are a well drilled side. But missing their two centre forwards is going to be a positive for us. We just got to get back to playing our stuff. We just got to get back to doing the right things, doing the simple things. We're still creating the chances, and we just got to hope that the players have got their shooting boots on. I think Felix has gone in the summer. I think Felix has gone in the summer. I agree with you. I think he's gone in the summer. But yeah, guys. Talking of gone, I've got to go. Need to have some lunch. Need to get back to work, people. Thank you so much for tuning in as always. If there is any major news in between now and the rest of the day or whatever, I will jump back on, whether it's an upload or a live, if there's any more major news. If not, I'll catch you lot tomorrow, 1 p.m, transfer news before the Bournemouth game. And I will be on Football Heritage TV at 6 p.m. tonight. And I'll be on the Race for Europe with Dan Potts and co at 8 p.m, guys. So catch me on Football Heritage TV at 6 and catch me on the Race for Europe with Potts and the boys at 8 p.m, people. Love for the support as always. Big yourselves up, guys. Smash the likes on the way out. Subscribe if you're new around here. Appreciate each and every single one of you. Up the Chelsea. Catch you lot tomorrow. Let's see what the rest of the day has got in store for us. It's never a dull day of the transfer window. Love, people.